Yo, what's up? Polo Sports Talking ENT and also Polo Sports News Plus. Hit that like and hit the sub. Hit the comment section as well after this video is done, or you're welcome to come on in right now. And also hit the notifications too, so that you're able to get my videos. I'm in here getting it in right now, so if you hear me going a little hard or whatnot, trying to do two things at once. Look, I'm gonna just come off right off and say it. ESPN, they mad. They mad at Maria Taylor knows her worth. she was right for turning down $3 million. Her stock then went up. Her stock went up a long time ago. And see, that's the problem. See, I talked about it earlier. We talked about Jalen Lewis, about him going into, play professional at the tender ripe age of 16. See, we're programmed to think that we have to make this much, or we're worth this amount of money, or we got to work, 40 plus years just to get six figures or something like that. Well, really, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. They mad because Maria Taylor is way more marketable, way more versatile than any of those reporters probably could stand a chance to be. I'm not going to go through a resume, do any of that other stuff, because really by now it's irrelevant. You know what she's done. Maria Taylor has a right to get what she deserves. Think about it, man. She got enough following right now to actually do what she deserves, pick up and leave, and start her own stuff. She don't need ESPN. She does not need ESPN. I think, matter of fact, if she left ESPN, she'll be good the way she is. The ESPN don't own her. She knows what she's worth. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this: ESPN needs her more than she needs ESPN. They need a person like her. They want more token Negroes. They want the yes sir, no sir. I'll do it. Just shut up and dribble type guys, or shut up and work type guys, so to speak. Well, really, all she did was her job. She played her position, and she did it well. Oh, ESPN. Poor ESPN. Offering her $3 million. Please. Just to give y'all some background story. Maria, she played the game. She played basketball and she played volleyball. Some people might say, well, what's the big deal? What does that mean? She actually played the sport. And when you play the sport, 9 times out of 10, you have enough knowledge as it pertains to that particular craft that you did. You know a lot more detail. You've been under pressure situation. You know plays. You know how the players are feeling. And more importantly, you're around the game, so you could do many things in conjunction with the game. Now, I will say this. Maria Taylor, pick up and leave, man. Go ahead and, man, get your paper somewhere else. I mean, who am I, though? You know, I'm a working black man, just like anybody else out here, trying to get it. Trying to do everything necessary to make sure that my family survives. And Maria doing the same thing. She's a threat because she's African American, first and foremost. She's young. She's intelligent. She's gifted. She got the know-how. She got the experience in her young age. And on top of that, she's hardworking. That's a threat. In the last video I said, she's already a threat because she's so versatile. And she does not want to be controlled. She chooses not to be controlled, especially by a network that could drop her at any given time. Any given time. Yeah, keep on being mad. That's what you want. Now look, this ain't no woman spear, man of spear type of shit. This is straight common sense about what's going on. There's a lot of agendas. And one of the agendas is to use any type of catalyst to try to destroy our black kings and queens. Okay, some of y'all want to take the token route. That's fine. Maria didn't do that. She didn't take no token route. She did a job. She did a job, didn't complain. And did it, not only that, she went above and beyond. But, however, when you try to sit up there and you try to play her for a fool, she like, bitch, better have my money. What's up, JMJ 21? Over here getting it in. I'll drop that link for you. But that's what they want. They want to overwork you and underpay you. Straight up. And everything that you try to do. Especially our people. Like look at Stephen A. Smith. Look at him. Look, don't get it twisted. I'm all for a black man working hard. But when you working hard up to the point where these people fire you and they bring you back and work you to death, you ain't nothing but a puppet. You're just a damn puppet. And they're going to continue to use you, capitalizing off of you because of the stuff that you say, because of the actions that you do. They don't even mind you destroying somebody else as long as they can capitalize off of it. You see, Rachel Nichols, if she wouldn't have never got recorded doing what she did, guess what? 9 times out of 10, we wouldn't have never found out about it. But this was a good thing. This happened for many reasons. And it needed to happen. It shedded light on the problem of everyday jobs. And it really don't have as much with race as you think. You know, yeah, I know diversity was all in there and all that other stuff. Look here. There was a time when they used to frown on us even playing the game, much less reporting it. They didn't think that we was articulate enough. They didn't think that a lot of African American men could play a position like quarterback. All they really saw us is doing like bottom of the barrel jobs where just mainly white people were doing or other races were doing, but they didn't feel that we had the intellect to do some of those things that they supposedly say that we couldn't do. Maria is powerful. And guess what? She didn't need to take no knee to do it, like Kaepernick. She didn't need to take a stance for social justice, like all these other guys did. She ain't need to sit down in the national anthem or any of that stuff. Guess what? She just did her job like anybody else. She went above and beyond. That's what at least I thought you were supposed to do. That's what I feel like anybody that does what they do should do. They should go above and beyond and do what's necessary in order to be successful, in order to get at the top of the totem pole, so to speak. But you know what? I've always said, fuck a totem pole. You got to build them totem pole and make everybody else climb up there with you. See, Maria Taylor is probably the type where if she created her own entity, she created her own hub. She established her own network. You know, her own broadcast, or whatever the case may be, her own channel, whatever. She's gonna be the type to work just as hard as the people that are under her. And that's what you want. People are enjoying right now the agenda to destroy our black kings and queens. Hell, people like to see us destroying each other. They love confrontation. They like black men destroying our black queens. They love to see that type of stuff. Just to see like, I told you. Look at what they're doing. That's all they want to say is, I told you so. And see, when it came to Rachel Nichols, in my mind, I was telling everybody I told them so. As I said before, something didn't sit right with me when I saw her. And you had every reason to believe that Maria was doing countless amount of work, doing a phenomenal job, still showing up. You had to be like, man, how many different hats is she wearing, and still was able to do it at a high level. It's like one of my subs say, South Political, shout out to South Political. He said this. He said that sports, it applies to life. Life applies to sports, vice versa. It's a fact. Her hard work, her determination, her will, her drive, her professionalism, more importantly, was something that could not be denied at all. So yeah, she's worth more than $3 million. Absolutely.
What's good, Polo?
What's up, go Mike?
You on the treadmill?
On the bike.
Hey, Polo, man, this girl is too beautiful to get paid. Polo, I bet you this, Polo. I guarantee you.
Yo, I kind of like that though, Mike. When you do that though. Yo.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm starting to like that shit now, man.
I guarantee you, if this girl had walked in front of all these people wearing damn near nothing, I guarantee you they'll pay her more money. Guarantee it.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like this, Mike. In our society, see what y'all don't know about this young man. Yeah, I call him a young man because he's younger than me. What y'all don't know about this guy, right? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Mike, can you hear me?
Hold on, drop the phone.
Hold on.
Hold up.
Can you hear me?
You hear me? Hold on, drop the phone. That's me, Polo. Hey, I'm gonna go out and come in. Hold on.
All right. What's up, Celtics Nation? I see you in the building. Hey, press one in the chat if you can hear me. I don't usually do that, man, but I let the people tell me if they can't hear me. Press one in the chat. What's up, Stephen Brown? Salute to you, boy. See you up in here, man. They didn't want her to be successful. What's up, Don Lovato? I see you in the building, man.
My bad, bro. I ain't lost sound for a second. I was like, what the hell?
Nah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So basically, hold on.
Uh-huh.
So basically, if this girl were to come and if she were to come in front of all these people wearing a bikini, how much you want to bet they would pay her the max?
That's a good analogy, bro.
She's too damn fine. You can pay that kind of money.
Listen,
too fine for that.
I'm gonna stop you right there. Listen, what Goat Mike said right there was straight facts. Let me tell you why. Because see, Goat, when you she's a black female, right? But they want to see her in the stereotypical way, right? They want to see her dressing ratchet. They want to see her in a tube top with some leggings on, showing her derriere, showing her ass or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So they could just focus on that. Because they already see the fact that she's tall and beautiful. But see, what they try to do is they want Maria, I guarantee you, if she was dressed a little bit more provocative and everything like that, they'll be like, you know what, 10 million off top, 10 million. But Maria was like, do you know how hard I work? Do you know how many different coverages I could do? Do you know what I've done? She played volleyball and basketball at an elite level in Georgia. Mike? So hell yeah, I'm worth more. At Walmart, Mike, you outworking everybody. You could probably do like 5, 6 different things, huh, Mike? Company comes to you, says, Mike, we're gonna only give you a 5-cent raise. Mike, you're gonna look at them, you're gonna be like, thank you, sir. I'm grateful for the opportunity. However, I feel like with the work that I do here, I'm 10 times better than everybody else. I should get paid more than that. Am I right or wrong, Mike?
Hell yeah! What you say, What you say, Hell yeah!
I work 18 hours. I'm talking about Mike. And for those of y'all that don't believe he working 18, my nigga Mike work 18 hours. Don't get that shit fucked up. He push content, but that nigga do work 18 hours. And nigga will come home, then work out, then do a live. Nigga, hell yeah, you better pay that month. You better pay him twice the amount of money. Matter of fact, you better offer me a manager's position, fly me out to Florida for a week with the company on y'all pay, and then fly me back and give me a bonus on top of that. That's what Maria deserves. That's how she should be treated. But guess what, Mike? They want to Stephen A her. They want her running around everywhere. Hey, Maria, do this. Maria, do that. And give her the scraps. No. We're worth more than that. She got a podcast alone that has enough, a big following to where me and Mike, we could be like, man, forget it, ESPN. I'm going to watch Maria Taylor. Plus, you know, she's eye candy to the fellas already. So it's like, man, yeah, no disrespect to Jalen Rose and to Jay Williams or Stephen A. or even Ellie Duncan. People want to see Maria Taylor. Go ahead, Mike. I'm rambling, bro. My bad.
Damn. Too many facts. Way too many facts. I need an ambulance truck.
Hey, read some of these comments for me, Mike, and you can respond to them.
All right, give me 1 second. Give me my other phone real quick. One second. It's not gonna take me long. I got about 1,000 phones. So.
Hey, Celtics Nation, I wrenched you up. I got you a wrench, man. And Don Lovato, I think you already got a wrench too.
Okay, let me see some of these comments. Salute, Polo. GMJ says salute. Celtics Nation says salute, Polo. Stephen Brown says salute, Polo. Stephen Brown said hear you. Hey, Polo. Don Lovato said hey, Polo. Celtics Nation said facts, Polo. Don Lovato said Maria is a respectful lady. Celtics Nation said Maria Taylor is a real woman with dignity. Celtics Nation said facts, Polo. They want her to be a female Stephen A. Don Lovato said thank you, Polo. And Celtics Nation said thanks for the wrench, Polo. That's the end.
Go ahead, Mike. You could respond to all them, except the whole wrench thing. But man, what's your take on what they said?
Hey, what they're saying is facts. What they're saying is all facts. But I'll tell you this: if I was that girl, I would go flash them and see. Look, I would go flash them behind the scenes, and if they offer me more money just off that, I wouldn't take the job.
Wow. Now you using psychological tactics, bro.
Hell yeah. Hey, whoever my boss is, her boss was probably gonna be a man, right? So I would do is I'd be like, hey, meet me for coffee somewhere, and I'll flash you. If he offers me more money, I ain't taking it.
Oh shit. Nah, you see, I would imagine that some of those guys, you said if I was Maria, I'd take off from ESPN. Hell yeah, Don Lovato, that's what Mike was saying. Man, I would get out of there. You know, I would go ahead and get out of there. She got enough, a big following, enough, Mike, where if she was to get on like YouTube and be on social media like she was full time doing her podcast, dog, she wouldn't need ESPN. She'll get all of the interviews. She wouldn't even have to beg for no interviews. Everybody, all of the young players, Mike, Trae Young, Luka, John Morant, they love Maria.
Polo. I want to expose ESPN. You see why I said that? I want to expose ESPN.
Right.
I want to expose them. So that's why I said I would flash the boss. If I get offered more money, what I'm gonna do is, Polo, when I go for the date, right? I'm gonna have somebody record it from like 1 or 2 seats away, and then I'm gonna expose ESPN. Don't take the job. Go on YouTube. I would expose them on YouTube. Right. I expose all that shit. This man is a creep. All he wanted is the booty and the ass.
Right.
He not perfect because look, if she would have, because that's how you expose ESPN. You flash them, they offer you more money, get somebody to record that shit somehow, expose all them niggas.
That's facts. Yeah, you saying just leaving and quitting, that would be too easy right there, huh? I'm gonna expose them. No. First, I'm gonna go for the date. I'm gonna have somebody act like they don't even know me. They just there.
And
Right.
so whenever I flash him, if he offers me more money just off of that, I can
Right.
expose him now. I can expose him and leave at the same time.
Yeah, and see, I be getting on my boy Mike about exposing people. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to tighten them up on that. I don't really like him doing that type of stuff, but in this case, he got a point. Mike definitely got a point because Mike know I don't get down with all that exposing stuff. But if it in this case, yeah, you should do it to show how rotten and scandalous ESPN is. Hey, Mike, I put it to you like this: they wouldn't have never they the NBA and ESPN wouldn't have never got Rachel Nichols to apologize for anything if they wouldn't have never found out about that. But the fact that they did, guess what? They felt like it was hurting their image. Really, the NBA, because you know Alvin. I'm sorry about that. Adam, Freddie, aka Freddie Krueger, got involved.
But hey, Polo. Let me tell you a story, Polo.
Go
I
ahead,
was at
man.
work. I was at work.
Story time.
Yes, sir. I was at work.
Man,
And
hey,
so,
shout out. Hold on, Mike. Shout out to Big Chest, man. I was listening to that motherfucker. One of his story times. Shout out to Big Chest. I don't know where the fuck you at, Big Chest. If you ever come through, man. But I listened to your story time one time, man. But go ahead, Mike.
okay, so basically, there was a stretch where my job was like, oh, Goat Mike, he don't work hard, he don't do nothing, he don't all he do is be lazy. And you know what happened, Polo?
Right.
I had a whole month worth of PTO time.
Uh-huh.
When I had went a whole month on a vacation from work, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
They was blowing my phone up, Goat Mike. I did not realize you was the best worker in this job. I didn't realize that. They was begging me the whole month to come back. I exposed them.
What?
And so basically I exposed them. I exposed them by doing what? Going on vacation for that whole month. That's how I
Right.
exposed them. Because they was trying to make it seem like, oh, I'm a bum, I don't do anything. But when I went on vacation, they was crying for my. It was like we need you. These workers are trash. You're the best. They was begging me for a whole month. I exposed them. Hey, Polo, I love exposing people. I don't know why.
Yeah, I know you do, man. It's like you get a high off of that shit.
Hey,
You like putting people on blast, man.
I got that Kobe Bryant mentality. I got that Kobe Bryant mentality.
Yeah, man. Just be careful, man, who you expose, bro. You know what I'm saying? Can't expose everybody.
Yeah, you
But
can.
no, you can't, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, man. It's not. Yeah, you can. You can expose it, but you expose the wrong one. You
I ain't
know?
afraid of nobody.
Yeah. Hey, and see, that's the thing. Listen. There's a thing called appropriate fear. Greg Popovich talked about it. He said there's a thing called appropriate fear. That means that pretty much you gotta pick your poison, Mike. Man, you gotta know how to pick it. Pick and choose your battles, bro. Don't
Kobe,
jump in. Don't jump
Kobe,
into everything head first.
Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bryant always said, Kobe Bryant loves to expose everybody. So I'm being like Kobe, expose
Yeah,
everybody.
man, but that was on the court. You
Uh-uh,
try.
uh-uh. He exposed, he, he exposed guys off the court too.
Man, you talking about the whole thing with Russell Westbrook and all that stuff. Psychologically, yeah, but
No, that man exposed people off the court too.
it was
On and off the court.
a psychological tactic that he used to get under. He used to, a lot of people don't know this, but Kobe Bryant, probably Don Lovato knows about this, maybe Celtics Nation too. He used to send like cryptic messages uh, to Vince Carter in the hotel and stuff like that. telling him how he was gonna bust his ass. I think one time he sent like one shoe or something like that to Vince Carter, saying that this shoe is gonna be something like something up your ass or something like that because I'm finna bust your ass the next morning. He used to do all of that type of shit like when he was playing just to psychologically fuck with their opponent's head.
That's what I do. That's what I do. I do the same. I do the same shit as Kobe. I'm gonna get in your
See,
head psychologically.
you don't even have to have the most talent in the world, but if somebody can defeat you mentally, you could be the most athletic dude jumping out the gym, dunking on everybody. But if I could say something to mentally throw you off, I can win the game.
If I was guarding a Polo, I missed a lot earlier about the Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. If I was guarding Booker, I would shut him
Uh-huh.
down. I would Here's how I would shut Booker down. I would use psychologic tactics to shut Booker down.
Well,
I would
it. No, you got to
I
go
would
ahead, bro.
I would get in Booker's head psychologically. I would say stuff to him whenever nobody's looking.
Uh huh.
I'll be saying small shit to Booker here and there, saying shit here, there, just to get in the skin, get him out of his game, get him ejected. Look at Robin what he did. He got a lot of guys ejected just have to get
Right.
underneath his skin. So whenever you're guarding Booker, I might can't guard Booker, but if I can get in his head mentally, oh
Uh
yeah. Even Chris Paul. Chris Paul ain't no tough guy mentally. You can get in Chris Paul head.
huh.
He
Nah,
reacts to everything.
nah. He more mentally tough than what you're giving to. But now let's go back to Booker. See, you got a good point because Mike, I noticed. You were probably paying attention to what Patrick Beverly was doing. Patrick Beverly was inside of Booker's head. Yeah, he D'd him up, but it was more mentally, even though he was playing rather physical. But mentally, he was all inside of Booker's head. Let me read some of these comments. Hold on. You said, why did it take so long to expose Nichols? Well, uh, I'll speak first, and then I'll let Mike go. See, they had already a lot of people I had already knew about how Rachel Nichols was. Rachel Nichols, when she first came in, she couldn't she wasn't even like popping like that. She wasn't even like a great reporter. Like guys were like passing her up and everything, just because I guess they didn't really see her as worth her time and stuff. Like she was like trying to do everything that she could to get interviews with everybody. But then like somehow, some way or whatever, she started doing all this little underhanded stuff from what I hear. Even Jamel Hill had quite a few things to say. So did Jalen Rose. Maria Taylor wasn't the only problem. And then what happened is this has been going on for a long time. They knew about this a long, long time ago. Before that, they even tried to do that thing with Jimmy Butler and stuff. When she had an interview with Jimmy Butler and stuff like that, there was a whole bunch of controversy in that with the bubble and all that. Uh, she the stuff was recorded, pre-recorded. She didn't know it, and she shot herself in the foot. She Barney fifed herself. So that's what happened, Don Lovato. You said Jamel Hill is starting to speak out too about Nichols. Why didn't she expose her on the job? Hey, Mike can answer that better than I can. hey, when you on a job and you just trying to do what's best to feed your family, stuff like that, you know, you you don't want to wind up going to go be a snitch or something like that, or saying something or try to expose, right? And then next thing you know, they turn against you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, just keep your mouth shut. You know that right there. I would, you gotta keep your mouth closed sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Now, then, when something hits the fan, just like with Rachel Nichols, she shot herself in her own foot. Maria Taylor didn't really need to do anything. Guess what? They knew Maria Taylor was a hard worker. They knew that she was busy. They knew that she was working both networks, ESPN and as well as the SEC network. They knew that she was doing volleyball, football, basketball, college football, college basketball, NBA, everything, NFL. So she didn't have time for none of the madness. Rachel Nichols was one dimensional. Go ahead, Mike. My bad, man. I'm rambling.
It's all good, Polo. But I'm gonna say this, man. I think the reason why she's having Rachel wait what am I talking about? What were you trying to say? You were saying like Rachel Nichols, like why it takes so long to expose her, like something like that.
Yeah, Don Lovato wanted to know why it took. Well, the first thing he was wanting to know why it took him so long to expose Rachel Nichols. I had answered that, and then he was saying about how Jamel Hill, how come she didn't expose her while she was at ESPN, and I was just telling him, she was just trying to keep her job pretty much. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to keep her job because if she would have went, hey Mike, if she would have went out there and she'd been like, oh yeah, I know about Rachel Nichols and all this other stuff, guess what? They probably would have tried to turn on her. They've been like, well, how do you know that Rachel Nichols is such an excellent worker? She would never do that. Nah, just keep your mouth closed. And I wanted to know what you felt about that, Mike.
Okay, so basically, the reason why it takes so long is because one, she's white, and two, she's white. Whenever you got a certain skin color, a lot of the times you get passes. For saying shit, doing shit. Like for example, even at my job, look, I'm gonna pertain this to my job, right?
Yeah, go ahead. Bro.
Okay, there was a point in time where I said one cuss word at work. I said one, and you know what happened? I got suspended for like a week. Then there was a white girl. She went and she punched a hole in the wall. And guess what? They ain't did nothing to her. They didn't fire her, they didn't suspend her, nothing. So that just tells me that the white folk got the power. They can do shit and get away with it. I ain't saying everybody. I'm just saying from what I've experienced. If Rachel Nichols was Paul Pierce color, oh hell no, it would throw her ass out. She got fired.
Yeah.
Paul Pierce got fired. If Paul Pierce was not black, I believe he would have not gotten fired. I don't believe he would have got fired.
That's facts. They would have swept it up under the rug. That's what I was saying, Mike. I don't know if you heard the stream when I was talking about Michael Phelps and the Sha'Carri Richardson situation. Michael Phelps came out and admittedly stated that he smoked weed, right? But Mike, let it have been me or you. Like when Randy Moss, when he was like, yeah, I smoke weed, and he did it back in the day. Guess what? They blew it all out of proportion. They started putting a microscope on Randy Moss. But Michael Phelps did it. They ain't even talk about it that much. But Sha'Carri Richardson, she test positive. That's all they talking about. That's all they talking about. So Mike is on point when he talks about, and see, another good thing that Mike brought up, you have to understand that Caucasian women, you don't never get them getting in trouble because they have too much too much power. Like, look at Martha Stewart. That wasn't no jail. That wasn't no jail. Anybody else got caught up doing what she did, they would have been under the jail.
And that's big facts.
You know? So, but hey, I don't want people to get it twisted. A lot of people think, uh, like I don't got love for other races. That ain't true. Man, I got 3 cousins that are half black, half white. I got about at least 12 cousins that's half black and half Hispanic. And I got a whole bunch of other races floating around in my entire family. So if Mike says that, nah, I don't date black women, I'm not going to get mad at Mike for that, because there's some men in my family that choose not to date within their race. You know, that's a little bit off the subject, but I just had to mention that because I love all people, man. You know, until you fuck me over, then we got a problem.
And Polo, I'm gonna piggyback off of that too. In my family, we got a big family. My family is like 20 people.
Yeah.
But we got all kinds of races.
How many brothers you got, Mike? You got 3?
I got 5. I got older brothers and younger brother. 5 of the older brothers are like 6'9", 6'6", 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah.
So I got 5 older, one younger, and then I got 5 sisters.
God damn, bro.
I got 5 sisters, two older.
Nigga.
Yeah, I got a pretty big family, but it's all races.
Hey, now I know why your ass so fucking competitive. That's why.
Hey, 1 second, Polo. I lost sound. I'm going to come in. I lost sound. Hold on.
All right, it's all good. Keep it going. But yeah, man, color don't mean nothing. And in this case, a lot of people think that it was all about color and all this other stuff.
Everybody's going to try to step on each other's throat and try to get to the top first, right? And they're going to try to like diss everybody in a sense where they'll.
You say, ho. What's up, Don?
Hey, Polo, what's up?
Were you talking to somebody?
I was talking to who's ever listening.
Oh, nah, yeah, because I just let you in. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Nah, go ahead, man. All right, Don Lovato, go back to the beginning of what you said, because I didn't hear anything you said. I heard you saying something about stepping on somebody's neck.
Yeah, so I'm just saying that, you know, besides the color, you know, when you're in a job, a lot of times, depending what job you're on, especially like journalism, a lot of people always try to step on each other's throat to get to the top. They don't care who they're smashing or who they're pushing. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. You know what I mean? So they're going to do whatever they can to try to get to the top and screw the other person over. You know what I mean? Like very competitive. And going back to that Paul Pierce situation, you know, he's working for ESPN at the time. Sure, it was his day off, you know, but you can't be tweeting stuff like that, you know, or him having the professional dancers over his place, if you know what I mean, smoking weed and stuff. Because remember, ESPN is part of Disney Corporation as well, right? So they're trying to set a good example for the, you know, for the youngsters out there. And listen, when you go in it, listen. So that's why
Don Lovato.
So that's why. Look. Look.
Why don't you advocate for Disney like that?
You know what I mean? So
do you know? Wait a minute. Don, do you know how many subliminals of evil are in those movies that you watch
What are you talking
that
about?
that are made by. What am I talking about? Dog, you need to do your research. That's all I'm gonna say.
Uh-huh.
Don't think that Disney is some old.
Oh no,
Na, 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 na,
no, no, no,
na,
no,
nah, nah, nah,
no.
nigga.
Listen, listen. Hey, Polo, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that I work for the school district over here, right? And
Oh,
if
okay,
I go,
good.
listen, okay, here's an example. So if I'm gonna go ahead and I'm friending my students on Facebook, and we keep on friending each other, that looks really bad. That's very unprofessional on my part,
Yeah, you're right.
right?
I'll give you that.
Okay, all right. So a lot of students they'll always ask for me to add them on their friend list, and I say no, I don't. I can't do that, because because a lot of times my bosses they go back and they look at social media and they look at their employees and they see who's adding who and what they're doing. Okay. Now today's society, now when you go for a job interview and you give them, they find you on Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat, and they see all the crazy shit that you're doing on your media that doesn't look good for the company. A lot of times they're not going to hire you for that because they're judging you on your social media. See what I'm saying? So going back to the Paul Pierce thing, you know, sure it was his day off, but for him, showing like strippers and smoking weed and all that shit, they're like, you know what, this doesn't make our company look good, so we're gonna go ahead and let this guy go. You know what I mean? And let's say that I do this crazy shit at my job on social media, and that I'm partying with the kids, I'm getting them alcohol and all that shit. My job's gone. See what I'm saying?
Okay. Look, hold on, Mike. Let me respond to what Don Novato's saying. All right, look, everything that you said, that's big fact. Of course, you don't want to compromise the integrity of any company. I don't care what company it is, whether it's ESPN, a company that's really got a lot of
Hmm.
blemishes, anyways,
Of course.
and or if it's a school district, of course, right?
Uh-huh.
However, let's say this: when you have a when you have a situation, I got an echo. Somebody echoing. Don, is that you? Okay, yeah, I think that was.
Was that me?
Yeah, I think that's you. That you, Don?
How about now?
Yeah,
Am I
that's.
good?
I think. Here, echo.
You call me Polo?
Okay. Now go ahead and go, Mike. And then I'll piggyback off of what Don Lovato was saying. He had an echo, but I don't want to take up too much time. Go ahead, go, Mike.
Hey man, down he knows a lot of key factors. But uh with the Rachel Nichols thing, I'm not surprised. I mean, this stuff has been going on for a while. So there's nothing new to me. I really don't have too much to say on it, but whenever you're black, most of the time you get cheated in a lot of ways. It's a whole lot of scandals out here. It's a whole lot of jealousy in the world. Whenever somebody sees you, about to succeed, it's like people always they don't want you to succeed. They want you to fail. They want you to fall on your face, shit like that. It's like if you offer me a job and somebody else wanted that job, they will get mad and try to figure out any ways they can to knock me off my game. So this is why it says in the Bible, don't brag. Whenever you brag, you fall into a trap. I don't never speak about whatever money I make. I don't talk about it. Whatever, like, let's say my boss say, "Hey, Mike, I want to promote you to be this or that." I'm not gonna talk about it. You see, a lot of folks, they always brag about, "Oh, I got hired to do this. Oh, my job is that. Oh, I got this, that." when you brag and you boast, I'm not saying she's bragging or she's boasting. I'm just saying this is why it's good to keep stuff on the down low because people out here is jealous. If they see you with a nice car, they might rob that shit. So for me, if I had a car, I'm gonna drive a ugly car. That way you don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Or let's say I'm a CEO. I'm not gonna brag about that because guess what? Somebody that's below me, they might try to sabotage. Sabotaging goes on a lot in the world. Sabotaging, jealousy. So never brag or boast about what you about to do and how you about to do it. If I got $1 billion, I ain't gonna talk about it because I don't want you coming to me trying to rob me and harm me and stuff like that. But never brag or boast. Whatever you know, don't talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like far as like accomplishments. Anything that's coming my way, you won't hear me talk about it because I know the dangers that are out here with people being jealous and stuff like that. Like if Polo was my boss and he said, "Hey Mike, I'm about to make you co-manager." I'm not gonna go talk to everybody. Hey, I'm about to co-manager. Yeah, yeah, I got promoted. Yeah, yeah. I'm not doing all that shit because it's a risk. Because somebody's gonna get mad and try to sabotage me being a co-manager. They might try to, for example, or let's say I want to apply for a job. I'm not gonna talk about it with everybody. I'm gonna just keep it on the down low. Everything I do, I try to keep most things on the down low. But that's like on that pillow. Y'all still there? Hello?
Yeah,
Hold
that's
up, hold up.
Yeah, that's facts. I wanted to speak on what Don had to say though. Okay, look, everything that Don said, I can agree with in terms of not compromising the integrity of where you work at and everything. But see, there's a double-edged sword to that, and you got to cut that down the middle because what like Mike was alluding to earlier, where he had a situation where he ended up getting suspended for a week for him saying like a simple little curse word, which we know white folks, black folks, Asian folks, Hispanic folks, let's just call it what it is. They curse everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But they'll let that slide and scoot it up under the rug sometimes. But then Caucasian woman comes in there, her tempers are flaring. She hit the punch a hole in the wall. We're not talking about some old rinky-dink company or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Walmart. Yeah, we're talking about the hub. We're talking about where billions of people, shoot, even trillions of people go to for daily essential needs or whatever the case is. Now, let's go ahead and let's get to what Don was saying, right? Here you have, okay, Paul Pierce, just having fun, showing it on social media, which there's been plenty of other guys that have done stuff on social media. Don, we got people killing people on social media, on Facebook Live and stuff like that. But yeah, he's a stripper and everything. He got the stripper giving him massages and all that other stuff. You know, he was already done with the company anyways. Plus, he was about to, he already got his marijuana business going anyway. But see, had that been somebody else, Don, I guarantee you, had that been like another race or something like that, slap on the wrist. They wouldn't have made it a big. You see how it was just going on and on and on and on because he played in the NBA. He's a future Hall of Famer, and more importantly, Don, he already got strikes against him. Now, say that if he was a Latino man, they would have blew it out of proportion. Why? Because he's a Latino guy. He probably tall. He probably really talented. Probably can do everything. You know what I'm saying? That the other guys can't. Paul Pierce, talented, got a championship ring, all that other stuff. They want to do everything that he can to try to bring the fire on him and put him under a microscope, and then bring more stereotypical lights among us. But see, when it comes to like Rachel Nichols, look at this, Don Lovato. That was a slap on the wrist. You know why? Because had it been anybody else, they would have been fired. If we would have said anything about diversity or something like that, We ain't gonna get on TV and be like, you know what, I apologize. You see what they did to Stephen A. Smith? Stephen A. Smith had to. They made him issue an apology right away. Uh, like 1 or 2 times. They fired Stephen A. Smith. Then they brought him back down Lovato, and then guess what? They used him as a token Negro. Yes, sir, boss. I'll do it, boss. Yes, sir, boss. I'll do it, boss. Anything. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because he's a puppet. But people like Maria Taylor, people like Mike, people like myself, probably you, Don Lovato, we ain't no puppets. We're not going to be controlled by anybody. You know why? Because Maria got a self-worth. She could walk away from ESPN and she'll be straight, I guarantee you. You know why? She got a big enough following and she could fall back on anything else besides ESPN. Like I said, Don Lovato, SEC Network is a hub of its own. Mike, am I lying? SEC Network, mate, I know plenty of guys that watch the SEC Network before they even mess with ESPN. She could go there and make a killing over there alone, just doing college games, basketball, football, volleyball, you name it, track, all that. She don't need ESPN.
She could just wear a bikini and get paid like that.
Look at her. She could be a model. Hey, Don Lovato. Maria. Hey, Mike is on fact. She could be a model.
Yeah, she can. She's very pretty.
She could be a damn model and make a killing. Nigga, she don't need. Do you know how marketable she is?
She can pay more than she can get. If she was a model down in Polo, she can pay more than LeBron, Steph Curry, and Harden all together.
Hey, what I was going to ask you guys, do you think the ESPN is going to slowly but surely let Nichols go?
She white.
Man, who?
Do you think that ESPN is going to let her go slowly because of the fact that they took her off the NBA Finals covers on the sideline, and then they have Malika, right? I think her name is.
Go ahead, Mike. I answer this. Go ahead.
They're not. Whenever you white, they ain't letting shit go. They're not letting her go. She is now. Look. Everybody told me, well, they let Will Kane go. Will Kane was white. They let him go. Well, Will Kane ain't no woman. When you white and you're woman, that's two things that's gonna help you out. When you're a woman and you're white, that is two key factors in keeping a job no matter what. Because look, Rachel Nichols, now she's not ugly. Rachel Nichols ain't ugly. I guarantee you. Huh?
Yeah,
go ahead, Mike.
What happened?
She like a witch.
Y'all don't think her looks. Y'all don't think her being white, a woman, and her looks ain't gonna keep her in a job? Man, come on.
I could see if she looked like Jennifer Aniston, or you know what I'm saying. She looked like Maria Sharapova. You know what I'm saying.
Jennifer Lopez.
Or something
Jennifer
like
Lopez. Look.
But yeah. Not Rachel Nichols, man. Nah.
Rachel Nichols, she has those shark teeth, bro. Yeah, look at her teeth, man. Looks like a freaking shark.
She's married though, so I ain't gonna go in on her, but nah, man.
Who's she married to the boss?
Because you don't know who's listening, man. You know.
She might have a secret man behind the scenes. You know, you never know.
Yeah, a lot of people were speculating that, you know, she was doing this and that, you know, behind the scenes. But, you know, hey, I haven't heard anything for sure about that, so I'm not gonna put my finger on that. But as far as her being doing backstabbing stuff, throwing people under the bus, that's always been her MO. You know,
hey Don,
and that comes back on you too. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Hey Don and Polo, she probably dating the boss. She probably married. She probably married to the boss and somebody else behind the scenes. What if that shit came out that she was married to two men at the same time? Married to the boss and somebody else. Would that be crazy?
That'd be crazy, man.
I wouldn't be surprised though. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. They Don Lovato. You know what happened in Cali with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh yeah, man, this guy was crazy. He was sleeping with his house,
You remember
with his
that,
housemaid, you
Mike?
know.
You don't even remember that.
Yeah,
They
he
ain't two
had a
women at the
baby
same
with a
time.
housemaid, man.
No, he was leaving. Hey, Don Lovato, am I right? He was living a double life.
Yeah, he was, that's why they voted for him for his popularity. That's about it. I voted for Gary Coleman for governor.
Oh, but Gary Coleman. Gary
Yeah,
Coleman got a temper, man.
dude, check this out. It was Coleman and then Schwarzenegger and that triple X model named Angeline. They're all
Yeah,
running for governor now.
God rest his soul, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
God
went to
rest
the
his soul.
polls and I went to go vote for Gary Coleman for governor.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to find that little nigga. Shit, like Gary. Oh, nah, R.I.P. Gary, man. I grew up on different strokes. I could talk about him. Shit.
Hey, you remember What's Happening? Remember that
Yeah,
show?
what's
Okay.
happening?
Yeah, there's this one.
Don't stop bringing up them shows because
Listen,
Mike gonna
no,
start
no,
clowning them
no, this is the point. So,
because of our age.
listen, there's this one episode where Dee comes over. You know, she's on the cheerleading team. You know, she's helping out this white girl get on the
Uh,
cheerleading squad. You know what I mean? Did you ever see that one?
yeah.
And then,
Yep.
okay, so then they went to the practice, and then they hired the white girl over
Hmm.
Dee because they needed to be diverse. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Quote unquote diverse.
right. So then later on during the show, they all come back, and then the white girl, she's like kind of bummed out, and they're like, "What's going on?" She's like, "I didn't make the cheerleading. They cut me. Why did they cut you? Because they put on this Latino girl over me, you know." And she goes, "I was better than the Latino girl." And he looked at her and said, "No, you know." So it's basically saying that they had to be diverse, So they had to cut that white girl, and they had to put on that Latino girl in the
Yeah.
cheerleading squad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was
So
a lot of. Hey, I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you remember Don Lovato. You remember that show? And Mike, you probably way too young to remember this one, but Don probably remember. It's called White Shadow.
oh, I love that show, man. Oh gosh,
Yeah, it
dude.
was a lot of. Hey, Mike, whenever you get some time, you probably gonna think it's real old, but it's about basketball. It's about basketball, bro. And they had a lot of social issues,
Yeah.
like talk about racism and stuff like that was going on, and it was surrounded around basketball. It's
Uh-huh.
called White Shadow, and they got a lot of NBA players up in that show.
Yeah, it was Coach
A
Reeves,
lot,
right?
yeah,
It was Coach Reeves, and
yeah,
then he was a ex-Chicago Bull player that got injured,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and then his friend came over to Chicago and offered him a job, and I was a coach over in South LA at the
uh,
time at Carver High School. So then he went over, and the kids were African Americans, and he was the only white guy, at the school.
Coolidge. I
Coolidge was
remember
there, man.
Coolidge.
Remember and Salami, and
Man, Mike, we showing. Hey, Don, you got to be in your 30s or 40s, man.
like a gentleman never kisses and tells. Always remember
Man,
that, huh?
please, I will. Shit, I don't give a damn. Man, you better tell them your age. Shoot, man, that's some female stuff, man. They
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
find out regardless. Hey, somehow, some way, you gonna show your age.
Hey, they're talking about the White Shadow, man. That was like one of my favorite shows. I love that
Yeah.
show growing up.
All right. Hey, Mike. We'll say Don Lovato 50, man. How about that?
Nah, not even close, man. I'm way
Yeah,
up.
he about 50.
I think
No,
Don Navarro might be 81. He's probably 81.
81.
Man, you sound good for 81. No homo.
Thank you, man.
Pause.
Thank you, man. I'm not even
No,
in the nursing home yet, bro.
he's about 80. He, he's like 81 or 91.
Sounds good, man. That's
Nah,
what
it's all good, man.
I
Hey,
know.
yeah,
That's what,
but yeah, go check out that show though, Mike. You'll like them shows, man.
sounds good, man. So that episode of the What's Happening, it kind of reminded me of what was going on right now,
Oh yeah, it do. Yep.
you
Yep.
know, and so I've been watching Maria Taylor for quite a while now, for many
Uh huh.
years.
Uh
You're
huh.
right, even when she was covering the SEC, like SEC football,
Hmm.
basketball, and she's really good, man. No, she has
Yeah.
her facts together.
She
You know,
done
she's
did
very
first take a
talented.
couple of times. You know,
Yeah,
she'll be on first take filling in sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I always thought she was the best.
I agree with you. Yeah,
I'm
this shit.
like, dang, why don't they put her in place of Carrie Champion? You know what I'm saying? But then they got Molly. You know, yeah, so,
Yeah, but you know what though? I heard at one point Stephen A. Smith was going after that one guy, Skip Bayless. He wanted him back on the show again. Did you hear about that?
yeah.
On first take, and Skip Bayless said, "No, thank you."
Their ratings dropped right after Skip left.
They did, huh?
Yeah, they dropped because I mean, no disrespect to Max. I respect him in terms of boxing, but he ain't no Skip Bayless. When I was watching it, when I was watching first take like that, he wasn't no he wasn't no Skip. Cause I don't really watch uh, mainstream media like that. You know what I'm saying? I get so sick of the narrative that they push. You know, I would rather watch. I'll watch Mike. I'll watch Mike and go Mike and listen to what he got to say. Or I'll watch any of my brothers in the LDBC. I'll watch Two Raw. You know what I'm saying? I'll check and see what FYF Lamont got to say. I'll check and see what True to King TV got to say. I'll check out what my boy Tiki got to say. I fuck around with that nigga T Price. I fuck around with Two Raw for TV. Those guys gonna give you the real. Cause guess what, Don Lovato? They'll steal from Goat Mike. They'll steal from FYF. They'll steal from Tiki. They'll steal from Two Raw. They steal from LB. They steal from all of us. They steal from 78 Sports. They steal from Monty Brown TV. They steal from everybody. They be stealing our stuff, man. I want you to go back and go look at it, Don. Go look at one of the channels, and then go look at something like First Take or Undisputed in the morning. You'll see that you'll be like, damn. I think Polo had mentioned that already, or Tiki TV he said that. Dang, Goat Mike said that on his panel. It happens all the time. Am I lying, Mike?
So you have a lot of people listening, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a lot of people listening
Right.
and taking from us, Don.
Well, that's really sad, man.
You can ask Celtics
I
Nation know
believe
what
you.
I'm talking about.
No, Polo, I believe you, man. I just can't believe that
You know,
people do this shit.
and, and look, we ain't nothing but regular guys that's just trying to give you the real and give you the what's going on behind the scenes. Because I want to know. Hey, Don Lovato might want to know. Okay, yeah, I like Canelo Alvarez, but what is the reason why Oscar De La Hoya truly hates Canelo Alvarez? But they're not going to tell you that in mainstream media. They're going to polish it up and get the makeup. But if you go to my boy Monty Brown TV, man, they're going to tell you, man, De La Hoya always been jealous of Canelo. Matter of fact, he's been so jealous of Canelo that he even tried to take him in his pockets, and he owes him $8 million. But they're not going to get into that on regular TV.
Yeah, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, they're going to give you. Yeah, you got to go behind the scenes, or Tyson Fury pulls out of the fight because of quote unquote COVID. Yeah, right. But you won't go behind the scenes with the LDBC brothers. They're gonna tell you Tyson Fury was overweight and getting his ass mollywopped in sparring practices. You know what I'm saying? And Deontay Wilder was looking good and added boxing to his repertoire. But they won't tell you that stuff. All they do is paint this picture like, well, he has COVID, another narrative to push. I ain't mean to drop the mic on that or nothing, but you know.
It's all good, Polo.
Everybody got quiet on me. My bad.
No, what you're saying is all fact, man. See, I didn't even know about that.
I didn't
Oscar
know.
owed him that $8 million. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Hey Don, Hey Don, he had us all quiet for a second. I was like, "What?" He dropped the mic.
Yeah, man. Man, they'll try to sit up there, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to hear Go Mike. You know, just like they won't tell you, you know, about James Worthy being hurt in the finals with the Lakers and nothing like that. Yeah, I went and Go Mike about it, but you know, Go Mike was spitting facts that the Lakers probably would have had a chance, but all they'll tell you is that, oh yeah, they did really great and all this other stuff, but the reason why they lost, they won't tell you the real true factor. They won't go behind the scenes and dig in deep and stuff like that. They push a lot of narratives and stuff like that, you know, and I don't be with it. Like my guy Hitman X, he'll give you the real. You know what I'm saying? I don't like all this stuff. Like with Giannis, they sit up there, they shit on the man. All they this guy put up 42 points and had 12 rebounds. But guess what they focus on? The fact that he takes all day shooting free throws and stuff like that. Well, they won't tell you that Karl Malone used to take all day shooting free throws. He got
That's right.
pointed out so many times
Uh-huh.
with Bala. Yeah, you know Don Lovato. You know,
Yep.
man, they used to troll Karl Malone all the time.
Hey man, I remember that 1996 Western Conference Finals. It was Seattle against Utah, and when Karl Malone was always on the line, and they would do a countdown, just the same thing as they're doing with Giannis. The exact same thing, because he would take a long time at the free throw line, Karl Malone. He'd also have a delay shot, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
they did it to Jeff Hornacek a couple of times too, because Jeff Hornacek used to take all day, you know, rubbing his face and
Yeah.
you know doing all that, doing
They asked him. They go, "Why do you rub your face?" And he says, "I'm saying hi to my kids."
saying hi to his kids. Yeah, which
Remember that?
I understand that. Yeah, but man, you ain't gotta get up to the free throw line, sea walking and shit. If you ever sea walking, throwing up gang signs and shit.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? Doing a 15-minute handshake like LeBron and shit.
That's crazy. Huh? Those handshakes are pretty wild. Yeah.
Mike got his own handshake with LeBron and shit.
So what do you think? I'm thinking that probably the Bucks will get it together. Hopefully,
Nah.
and they'll probably win Game 3.
What y'all think, man? I gotta hear from y'all. What you think, Mike? I think
Mike,
that
are you
might
there?
be.
But the one thing I love about Monty Williams is that this guy knows how to adjust to games. This guy's a very well thought out
Yeah,
coach who knows how to adjust.
yeah.
And it's a coach from Milwaukee. I don't know about this guy.
Or
He
Buddha.
hasn't, he hasn't showed much.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well,
We'll see what his adjustments will be on Game 3.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Don Lovato. Listen, um, Monty Williams, man, everything that you try to throw at him, he'll counter it, and then he'll counteract what you're doing, and then he'll do what you're doing, and he'll do it even better. Like for instance, they you know they were they weren't using the pick and roll as much, but they used the pick and roll like in like different forms in which you really couldn't see it or whatever. But if you look at the stats, yeah, okay, the first game. If you look at the first game, Don Lovato and Mike, the, bring the brooms out. Oh, okay. Now I don't. I hope it's not no sweet. Okay, look. If you go look at the stats, Don, the first game they Milwaukee outshot them on 3-point percentage. I think Milwaukee was at like 30 something percent. Phoenix was only at they didn't really shoot that many threes. They was at like 20 something percent. But this game, uh, what's it called? Shot 50% from three. Phoenix did, and uh, what's it called? Only shot like 26 to 27% from 3 pointer. So you see what I'm saying? They can get you in the mid range or in the paint, or they could take it outside and go ahead and abuse you out there, from 3 point line. And the biggest thing that I saw that they're gonna uh, really have problems adjusting to Don Lovato, and I know you saw it too. Fucking Brooke Lopez, uh, the, they're doing him like they doing daggone Rudy Gobert out
Yeah,
there,
right.
out there on the island by himself. Did you see that, Don? And you
Yeah,
know
I did.
basketball. You
Yeah,
were
you know what
like
happened?
two plays in a row on the left side, like, and he guarding CP3. He guarding D Book. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
It's like you don't do that shit. Excuse my language. You don't do that, man. Especially with a big like Lopez. No, you try to get around where the paint area is.
Shh.
Right? I
Right.
mean, why the hell are they having him guard CP3 and freaking Devin Booker going out there on the perimeter? That
Yeah.
was that was kind of that was really stupid. I don't know what this coach was thinking about when he was thinking about doing that with Brooke Lopez, man.
Be
I would tr-
be
I would try to clog the paint, try to be around that paint area.
be more legend said bring the brooms out. You think it's gonna be a sweep?
Nah, I don't think so because Milwaukee's going to be at home, and I think yeah, Giannis is still going to get his 45 points or so, but Middleton and all the other players need to step up too. They also have to have big games. Portis has to have a big game. They'll have to step up and contribute. They just can't leave it all with Giannis. And look at their attitudes, their body languages between the Suns and the Bucks. Night and day, totally different. The Bucks are like, oh, we're just happy to be here. You know what I mean? And the Suns are like, let's go take care of business. Let's go do what we have to do. I don't know if you can see that too, Polo, with their body languages in their press conferences, but you can tell the demeanors are totally different from each other.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Don. And the biggest thing too that you could tell too, Don, is that they have no. I've already said. I said it in the previous stream to South Political and to Wait What. They have no sense of urgency, and that's the biggest thing. Phoenix has played. See, they Phoenix has been battle tested. They were battle tested earlier in the year, and you're always going to be battle tested, especially when you play in the West. They were battle tested because they were battling a whole lot of doubt. They were battle tested, because in the first series, in terms of CP3 to a certain extent with his shoulder, you know what I'm saying, and then on top of that, they were battle tested because they had to go without CP3 with the whole little protocol thing. And then not to mention, what I'm saying, you had to deal with, D Book and his shooting woes, him having a broken nose, stuff like that, you know. But one person that you could always rely on was Aiden. Listen, Aiden only had 10 points, right? Everybody's like, oh, he only had 10 points. Yeah, that's you know why? Because he had 11 rebounds. He had 3 steals. Tell you that tells you that he could dominate a game without scoring, without having to have the ball and face up and be an offensive threat. He could be a defensive threat, much like Wilt Chamberlain. If you go back and look at Wilt Chamberlain when he played with the Lakers, he wasn't just doing everything on pure scoring. He was doing rebounds. He was blocking shots, and he was being that post presence that they needed, being that rim protector. Oh, I think you fell out, Don, huh? My bad.
Now I'm here.
Yeah, but
Continue on.
I don't think I would hope that they don't get swept. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that I don't think Freddie Krueger will allow it, aka Adam Silver. I don't think he'll allow it. Because people already feel like they lost a lot of money anyways because of LeBron. But the ratings are up. People actually wanted to see a final. finals like this. You know what I'm saying? That's no disrespect, to LeBron or anything like that. But the NBA, I think they want to kind of carry the series. They want it to be competitive.
Well, that's true. That's what I'm thinking. That they're probably going to get it together tomorrow night. I mean, on Sunday they're going to go ahead and probably win that game. I'm thinking.
Yeah, they've had opportunities to win it, though, Don. You know what I'm saying? I mean, listen, when you got Drew Holiday missing like 4 layups in a row, right there at the basket, some of them were uncontested. Then that automatically tells me right there. And then you got Middleton, roller coaster ride. He only scored 11 points yesterday. You went from 29 to 11. Listen, I could understand if you did 20 to 42 like Giannis did. You still scored over 20 or whatever. But it's hit or miss with Middleton. That's why I'm not ready to put Middleton. Yeah, he leads the playoffs in defensive win shares. That's phenomenal. But come on, man, they need your scoring. I'd be lying if I said I don't need Chris Middleton scoring. Man, they need his scoring.
Yeah, they need a lot of the other players scoring besides Giannis, and they need to be more scrappier and go rebound the ball more.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're just like sitting back and like trying to enjoy the show. No, just go play.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Donovan, man. They got to be more. See, in Phoenix, I think you said this. You said Phoenix is being what more tenacious and more scrappy and more. They're playing faster or something like that. Was that you that said that?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. At one point, I think they came about like 8 points, like close to the game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think one point they're down by like 5 points too.
Yeah, man, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. In order for Milwaukee, look, shout out to Hitman X. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't want him thinking like, you know what I'm saying. I'm like rooting for one person and rooting for another or whatever. I just want to see a competitive series because, I'm a Philly fan, but I do want to see a competitive series. But Milwaukee can come back and they can actually win the series if they hit the shots that they're supposed to make, and they have to neutralize that pick and roll to some degree. They did an okay job of trying to neutralize the pick and roll somewhat, but Monty kind of figured it out and he used another variation of the pick and roll out on the perimeter. You know what I'm saying? So Budenholzer, yes, he's going to have to adjust, and that's another thing too. We can sit here and say Budenholzer this and Budenholzer that. You know what I'm saying? He's not great at making adjustments. We know that. But also the players need to come in and they need to execute too. They got to do their job too. Drew Holiday missed a lot of shots yesterday, and Budenholzer was wrong for putting Brook Lopez out on the perimeter like that. He's not Aiden. Aiden can move out on the perimeter. Brook Lopez can't.
So how do you think you think Phoenix's defense was pretty good by locking down Middleton and
Yeah. Listen,
PJ Tucker?
listen, Don Lovato. See, a lot of people don't understand if your big man has a lot of steals and can play the perimeter, man, that a coach loves that. Yeah, it's one thing like you see that. Why you think they love KG so much? A guy like KG, because KG could guard 1 through 5. And he would be working the hardest on the floor, getting up and down just like everybody else. KG is 7 foot. So you got a 7 footer working out on the perimeter, doing just as much as you're doing. Look at what Aiden's able to do. And he could get back in there and he could get in there and bang with you. Aiden can guard Middleton. Aiden can guard Lopez. Aiden can guard anybody that's out there. Aiden can guard Giannis. Now he had some trouble with him a little bit because, he did have a handful with Giannis or whatever. But he did have 2 blocks and he did have 3 steals and he had 11 rebounds.
Now that's fact about that. And how tall was KG? Was he 7 feet or close to 7 feet?
KG,
Yes.
yeah, 6'11", 7 feet, yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
He's guarding everybody. This guy.
Yeah.
This guy
Like
this guy was like agile, you know.
right, KD would get out there, and a lot of people don't know this either. Tim Duncan, everybody thinks like Tim Duncan was all slow and all that other stuff. Man, in college, Tim Duncan could move.
Yeah,
when
I
he was
remember
at Wake.
watching him at Wake Forest, on
Yeah.
TV, This guy was like incredible.
Yeah, like people don't realize that, man. When you have an agile big like that, that can get everywhere, guarding guards and stuff like that, man, coaches love that. That's why, like everybody is saying that Aiden ain't gonna be no superstar and all this other stuff. Man, you better slap yourself. I would rather have Aiden have like Don Lovato. I'd rather have Aiden have like 8 blocks, uh,
Hmm.
15 rebounds, and maybe 5 points. I'll be satisfied with that. I don't need him to score that much
Yeah, for sure.
because just the fact alone that he changed the whole dynamic of the game with his defense
Hmm.
alone, he'll be like a goddamn Bill Russell. Then he could come back the next game. Oh, you don't think I could score? Oops, spin move, dunk. Oop, pick and roll, alley oop, bam, and give you 20, and then give you 10, and give you 5 more blocks.
Yeah, this guy was a blue collar worker, Tim Duncan. This guy was like, he was very hard working. That's why they used to call him Mr. Fundamentals, because this
Mm-hmm.
guy would come to work and do the basics,
Mm-hmm.
and try to help his team as much as he can.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't really a stats dude,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't need you to be. See, Don Lovato, the problem is that they'll try to sit here and put these guys, compare these guys right off the bat and be like, oh yeah, we need him to be like, Shaquille O'Neal. We need him to be like uh, Jokic, or we need to no. Let
Yeah,
let him be, who 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 he is. He's already dominating the way that he's doing. He don't need to do no more, no less. What they're doing is working. If you want to just call him a pick and roll guy and do all that other stuff, hey, that's fine.
yeah,
Look at Giannis. Look at Giannis. They said he can't shoot. Now this stuff. Guess how many turnarounds he hit yesterday? Guess how many threes he hit yesterday? Guess how many
mhm.
mid range he hit yesterday? See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Were they trying to compare to? Were they trying to compare him to Ben Simmons or what? That he can't shoot? Hello?
What'd you say, Don Lovato?
No, I'm just saying that were they trying to compare Giannis to Ben Simmons of the way that he shoots the ball?
Man, please. That he's already exceeded Ben Simmons just on the fact alone that he's hit a lot of his he's hitting turnaround shots. Don Lovato. He hit like 3 turnaround shots yesterday, fadeaways. I was like, oh shit, what you doing? Well, he hitting them. You know what that spells? That he's a hard worker. Even Mike will tell you, what's it called? Uh, Greek is it has a Kobe mentality.
The Greek Freak, yeah. And the
He
thing is,
he
I mean,
he he came back on a hyperextended knee down the
it
bottom.
is. Mm-hmm.
That's absurd, and everybody thought like when you see that, they kept showing it yesterday too. That it's so disgusting. I don't even like them showing it all the time. But it's just
Right.
like to come back from that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this dude is a monster.
I remember he scored like over 20 points, didn't he, from coming back from the hyperextension
Yeah,
in game one?
there was no structural damage though.
Thank God for that. Seriously, man, because those hyperextensions, wow. Oof.
Yeah,
It just looked gruesome. It just looked gruesome watching it. Like you were saying, they
yeah,
just kept showing it over and over.
Yeah, I like, man, why give respect? Some people don't want you. Some people, family members and stuff like that, they don't really want to see any of
You
that.
remember that Lawrence Taylor to Joe Theismann? Remember
Hmm.
that tackle,
Yeah. I
right?
don't even like to. Shoot, Kevin Ware. Remember Kevin Ware?
Yeah, right. Gosh,
uh,
right. And
no,
then
no, Kevin from Louisville.
what happened?
Kevin Ware
Yeah.
from Louisville. You remember that?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh gosh,
Yeah.
that's bad.
The I saw Gordon Hayward when it happened. I remember like I was with my daughter, Don. It was me and my daughter, and
Mhm.
we were sitting in the living room. She was just like she wasn't nothing but like a year and a half.
Right.
Man, I grabbed her and I cut the TV off when it happened, man. Cause I was like, oh my God, bro. Like I don't wish that on my worst enemy, bro.
No sir. No sir. And that was a pretty bad one with Paul George. Remember, like he ran into the to the
Mm.
field for gaming.
Mhm. 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 Yeah. Look, I can't even talk about it. It's like, mhm.
But
it,
but
it, it,
but going
it,
back
it,
to
it,
Gian-
no, no, you got it, Doc. Go ahead.
but going back to Giannis, man, for him to do that after a hyperextension, wow. I mean, this guy has like a lot of he has a lot of this guy has a lot of heart to do that. To come back and play the way he plays. This guy, he's something else. And his teammates have to follow that example in an extent where they're gonna have to want to play harder and
Hmm.
want to win these games.
Yeah, yeah. He definitely, man. He's proven himself right now, but he can only play so much. I mean, the guy put up 42 and 12. Or I think what 42 or 12 or 42 or 14, something like that. But either way, he was the only one that was really playing. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have been in the game.
I agree with you. And what kept Phoenix afloat was I think they hit about 33 pointers, didn't they? Because when you look at the first quarter, I didn't see them scoring the paint. They were hitting their three
Yeah,
pointers.
that's what I said. That's what I said, Don Lovato. That goes back to what I was telling you. They outscored them uh, beyond the arc. They outshot them from three. It was at 50% from 3 pointers.
Yeah, because at one point, I didn't see Aiton scoring in the first quarter because Aiton would
Mm-mm,
mostly be in the paint.
mm-mm.
But
He only had
scoring,
10 points.
yeah,
He only had 10 points. But guess what? You might be like, oh, he only had 10 points. But guess what? He was. He was a plus 10. He was a plus 10. Giannis scored 42, and guess how much he was a plus? He was a plus three.
wow.
You see what I'm saying? So you can score all the points you want to and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying, and not be as valuable as the guy that's playing defense and doing other things.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like when I used to go play pickup ball, and if I would score a lot of points, a lot of times
Mm.
my team would lose, and when I wouldn't score a lot of points, my team would win. It was weird as hell. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, and you see, man, like a lot of people don't understand that, man. Like they'll be like, well, man, you got like I told you, Don Lovato. I tell people time and time again, I'm taking Dennis Rodman as my starting power forward before anybody
Hell yeah,
because
yeah.
I because I could use Dennis Rodman as a hybrid, for anything. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's like, oh, what about Tim Duncan? Oh, what about KG? Yeah, those guys are nice. What about Karl Malone? Does he got a ring? No. What about Charles Barkley? Does he got a ring? No. I'm taking the guy. They got rings on his fingers, and he could guard like five different players. And on top of that, it's gonna get you 22 rebounds. It's gonna get you 8 blocks. It's gonna get you five steals. It's gonna get you, you know what I'm saying, a few points here and there. That's gonna be hustling, diving on floors, doing stuff, the intangibles that don't show up on the stat sheet. and it equates to winning.
Didn't this guy win like 7 scoring titles? Dennis Rodman?
You said 7 points.
No, no. Didn't he win like 7 scoring titles or
Oh
seven
yeah,
defenseman of the year? He was like named 7 times or something like that. Because I remember like when he went to the Lakers, he wore that number 73. You know,
right.
and the 7 was for something, and the 3 was for something.
Yeah, he won. He won defensive player of the year uh, twice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the only other player to win it 3 times, or two or more times, was Dwight Howard.
Yeah, this guy was good too, and in the beginning, Dwight Howard. I don't know what happened to him.
He
You know,
he started becoming a booty gone.
yeah, but you know what? I give you props for Polo. I give you props for taking Dennis Rodman as a power forward.
Hmm.
That's a smart.
You cut out a little bit. What'd you say?
Yeah, I said that's a smart move right there on your part, taking Dennis Rodman. Hell yeah!
Yeah,
After watching,
because they they
after
so
watching,
they so consumed they so consumed everybody so consumed with scoring. Listen, I got enough scoring on my top five. I don't need my power forward and my center to do a lot of scoring.
yeah, this guy would go do all the dirty work. He was the utility
Exactly,
player. Dennis Rodman. He you know, you
exactly.
know, he said one time he goes because
Yes,
it doesn't,
and
it
that's the
doesn't it doesn't matter if we get along or not. Like a lot of us didn't like each other, but as long as we're on the floor and we do our job, that's all it counts. 'Cause
right.
'cause I don't think he was really a likable person, and he didn't care who liked him or who didn't like him, as long as the job got done.
Who you talking about, Dennis Rodman?
Yes. Hmm.
Shoot, they love Dennis Rodman on the
I know
court.
San Antonio, they didn't love him.
Man, they say that they didn't love him, man, but they love Dennis Rodman, man. He was just a bad. They loved him when they loved him when he was grabbing those rebounds and equating the wins, but he didn't have a good relationship with with Vinny. I think Vinny Del Negro was the coach at that time. He didn't have a good relationship with well, no, he was coach. With, who was coaching at that? I forget who was coaching at that time
It
in
was
San
some guy
Antonio.
it was some guy with a long
John
white hair or
was it
something.
John? I think it was John. Wasn't it John Lucas? I
No,
think
he wasn't
John Lucas.
coaching. I think he might have been on the coaching squad, but he wasn't coaching though. It was
Yeah,
some like
I think it was John Lucas down the bottom. But I
it
know
was.
they had Senate. They had David Robinson. They had Sean Elliott. They had Avery Johnson. Um, I remember the squad, but I'm trying to think about who was the coach though. I thought it was because and they had Vinny Del Negro as a player. Uh, hold on.
Right, and then they came in. Remember, I think it was in the Western Conference Finals, and nobody could win a game on their home floor. Right? Remember
Hmm.
that in the beginning of the series, and then Houston started winning their games at home, and then that's how they ousted the Spurs. The Spurs were the favorite to go to the finals after Phoenix got knocked off by Houston. Because they had Dennis Rodman. I felt sorry for Dennis Rodman because you would always see him on the sidelines, taking off his shoes, bumming out, you know. And so then the San Antonio Spurs didn't know how to contain him, so they ended up trading him away to Chicago with Jack Haley. Remember that? Hello, are you there?
I think Goat done fell out. All right, this has been Polo Sports Talking ENT. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my boy uh, Goat Mike's channel. Uh, Goat Mike, the best in the best entertainment. I want to salute to everybody that showed up today. Salute to JMJ21, Celtics Nation, Don Lovato, Stephen Brown, uh, Be More Legends. Thank all of y'all for pulling up, man. Till then, man, I'll holler at y'all, man. Y'all have a good night. Be safe and be blessed.